Number two. I'm going to you first on this one, T.O. Azoulas Tubelis is a first-team All-American this season. Buy, sell, hold.
Buy. And here's my thing. We were doing all mid-season All-Americans with Goodman and Psycho T, a.k.a. Psychic T. You like that? I added that to him because he predicted Louisville beating Georgia Tech. He goes, I think Louisville gets a win tonight. So I quoted him and said, Psychic T. That's a big deal. But I did not pick Azoulas Tubelis to be on first-team All-American because there's so many other good players in college basketball. And then what does he do? Goes for 40-7 just to shut me up. Well done, sir. The Arizona forward should be a first-team All-American. And I'll just leave it at that.
Fanta?
Yeah, he's one of the 5 best players in college basketball this year. The 40-9 this past week.
49, excuse me.
Against Oregon was absolutely ridiculous. And Arizona would not even be half the team they are without this kid. His value to them game in and game out. He basically is walking into the building with Omar Ballo, and they're combining for in and around the area code of 40 and 20 a game. At least.
Not bad.
And he had 40 by himself on Thursday night against Oregon. So he is that good. I love the way that they run stuff through him, run stuff for him. I think Tommy Lloyd, as an offensive technician, has set him up to be high-speed internet. I mean, this kid is just phenomenal. His motor is great, and he's a pro. I mean, he is playing like that. He's playing like that. They can run him off screens. And what he also does is he makes life easier for Kirk Kriisa and Courtney Ramey to make the right play. And for Arizona, that's the biggest thing, is when Kriisa is composed, Arizona could beat anybody in college basketball. But they have an All-American. I mean, Azoulas Tubelis, if not for Zach Edey being the clear frontrunner for National Player of the Year, there's a case to be made that Azoulas Tubelis could be National Player of the Year. So is he a first-team All-American? Yes, he absolutely is. Part of the reason why he doesn't get discussed more is because he plays at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that makes sense. The only reason I don't think I'd have him as a first-team All-American is as I explicitly subscribe to the idea that you have to have a lineup that can kind of look like a basketball lineup. You talk yourself into it somehow, some way. So there's basically one of 3 spots that he could fit in, one of the 2 forward spots or the center spot. And Zach Edey's got to be on there. I think you got to have Jalen Wilson on there. I would have Brandon Miller over him. And I just think that at this point, I probably would have Trace Jackson Davis just a touch above him. And the only reason I say that is because Trace has been unbelievable over the course of the last 5 weeks. I think that that's probably more likely to continue than not continue. And I do think, tell me if you think this is crazy, because Arizona fans have been roasting me for this. I think that he's a little bit of a product of the system. I'm not saying that he sucks, okay? But I think he's a little bit of a product of the system, because if you look at what Gonzaga wants to do, what Arizona wants to do and what Gonzaga wanted to do when Tommy Lloyd was there, it's get those bigs out in transition, get quick post touches, get quick post seals, catch, turn, lay it in. So to me, it's like if Azoulas Tubelis and Trace Jackson Davis are basically like kind of lockstep, the tiebreaker for me is that I think Trace Jackson Davis is a more talented player, so that's why I would lean him. But like the very minimum, Azoulas Tubelis is like a top 8 player in the sport of college basketball and deserves more attention than he's getting. We all agree?
I concur.
All right, we got 45 seconds. So real quick, both of you guys, quick answer. Yes or no, Arizona should be one of the 3 favorites to win the national title?
No.
No.
No, not one of the 3 favorites.
No.
T.O.
No, instability at point guard. Emotional instability at point guard.
Emotional instability at the point. Kerr, I got your back, man. Look, don't talk about my homie Kerr Kriisa. Don't talk about Headband Kerr like that.
Hey, my wife wore a Headband Kerr t-shirt the other day that you sent. That was a medium. Doster, I don't wear a medium. I know you like to make a joke. No, Doster, I have never asked for a medium.
He sent me XL. I waved goodbye to that size at 15.
All right, moving on,
dude. You know what your problem is, Doster? You've been buying your wife clothes, so it's always smarter to go a size
you
or two
think my
small.
wife would wear anything that I would buy her?
No,
I don't even buy my own clothes, bro.
She was wearing your Grady Dick shirt that you had the other day.
That's
You
true because
posted-
he thought it was funny because it said "I love Dick" on it.
Yeah, well,
All right,